I'm Dr. Rachel Northern, family wellness chiropractor, and a lot of times I'd like to start telling patients how I became a chiropractor. Most chiropractors have a chiropractic story that's associated with like how they found their calling as a chiropractor, and I have a story as well. Actually, my first adjustment was back when I was in junior high, and actually what happened to me was I started getting a sharp standing pain in my ear, and I was around 12 years old, and I just remember one day sitting in band class and distinctly remember feeling this sharp standing pain in my ear. And I was started this cascade of seeing a couple of doctors, a couple of medical doctors. They all looked at me and thought they didn't see any ear infections, they didn't see any fever or anything wrong. They could see these tests that they did and said, well, maybe I was trying to fake it to get attention, or they had no reasoning. They didn't see any lab finding to say why I would have pain. And luckily I stumbled across a medical doctor that referred me to a chiropractor. He said, you know, your neck is tight, maybe something's going on there, and it was great recommendation because sure enough, I went to the chiropractor. On the 7 vertebrae in my neck, I had about half of them out of place, like 3 or 4 of them. And instead of getting neck pain because of that, or headaches or something else, I was actually getting referral pain into my ear, and that's why the medical doctors couldn't see anything because it was more neurological. And so I really think a lot of people should kind of start with chiropractic first to rule out some things sometimes, because we're a good gatekeeper, and we will refer out if it's not our scope of practice. But you know, the nervous system controls everything, and as a chiropractor, you know, we deal with the nervous system through the spine, and subluxations, misalignments cause pressure on the nervous system, so what we want to make sure is that nervous system's communicating effectively. But back to my story. So I got evaluated with a chiropractor. He started a series of treatments. I started the ear pain resolved, and I started getting great results. Started realizing, oh, my neck feels better, and all these things. And then I went on and off through high school to him. I kind of I'd like to say I went on maintenance care, took care of myself just to stay healthy, but actually what happened was I would go in when I felt my neck stiff and things like that, on and off through high school. One day when I stayed local, went to community college to start my college career, I thought I wanted to be a pharmacist, and so but anyway, I got some neck stiffness. I went to the chiropractor and he offered me a job. He said, I have a 6-month position available, are you interested in a job? So I started working with him. As I was working with him, I saw all these people come in, the traditional neck pain, back pain. Of course, chiropractic has tons of research showing that we are really excellent and effective in treating these things, and I saw so many people getting better. I did see one girl came in that had the similar pains that I had as a child with an ear issues, and saw her symptoms resolve and saw her get better, and it was just a really awesome thing to see. And I finished my 6 months with him, and then ended up getting a sinus infection and going to the medical doctor. The medical doctor offered me a job again, so I see this path. And as a medical doctor, I was working for him as a receptionist, and I got to see the contrast between the holistic care and the allopathic, or the medical side. And the medical side is really great about crisis care. They're really good if you had a car accident, if you have broken bones, if you have really crisis care, heart attack, they're really great at saving your life and getting those things done. But as far as holistic care or maintenance care, they're not so good at, and that's where we thrive as chiropractors, as holistic practitioners. We want to make sure it's thriving, not just surviving, and we want to make sure everything's working and it's optimal. And so I saw the contrast between the medical, and saw these people being put on drugs and different things like that, and a drug does counteract the other drug that they were on, and just this thing where I contrast saw the people go to chiropractor, they get better, and there was really very minimal, maybe soreness or something like that, side effects, usually positive side effects. And so I changed my major. Like I said before, I was a pre-pharmacy, changed to pre-chiropractic, so I just had to end up with my end game to going into chiropractic college. It's the best decision I've made. I love what I do. I get to see miracles every day, people getting better every day. It's very rewarding. So if you've never been to a chiropractor before, you know, make sure you vet them out and make sure it's a good one, because there's always good and bad in every profession, but make sure you go to a good one, but give it a try. Only 15% of our body is sensory related, which means pain, discomfort, things like that. That's why a lot of people don't know they have cancer until it's too late. They don't feel the pain until it's too late. And so, as a chiropractor, we evaluate you and look at your function. We check that other 85% of the nervous system. That's what I do in my office anyway. So get checked if you're not being checked. And thank you for listening to my story.